Yeah, I got you, Puckett. I will absolutely take it away because we're going to have an electric series at our hands, and I think Nameless just kind of hit the nail on the head. LA Thieves, they have had their number all year long, a bunch of 3-0s down the pipeline, so I think Thieves are feeling a little bit comfortable in this series. I know they have a lot of maps that, Miles, they don't necessarily play as much, but happy to see it against Røkkr.
Yeah. They do. Great job, man. That was dope. Also,
yeah,
Puckett, you stepped up to the plate. You smashed that. I choked, but that's fine. Plenty of choking happening today. Hopefully, no choking in this series, though. That'd be tough. Røkkr, LA Thieves. Last time we saw Røkkr chance a little bit of that home series buff. We'll see if they can bring the same goods today. And interesting to see, yeah, if the LA Thieves funky map set, very funky indeed. I will touch on that in a moment, but also first time we've seen them play in a hot minute.
I mean, yeah, I think throughout stages 3 and stage 4, well, stages 3 and 4, there you go. For LA, they've just never played back or hardpoint. So it's been a hot minute, obviously 2-1. So they've had success when they do play it, but rare sight to see them on this map. And again, they're confident against Minnesota, which is why they're happy to let this one through. So we'll see if it pays off for them. Certainly, if you get the good side off the opening break, you're hoping for a decent bit of success. But it does look like Minnesota will be the first team to the point.
First in. Left-hand side of the map, still Thieves, though. See how the breaks go towards this one. Cammy, guns up in the hills. Super soaking and slaying. Over to Envoy now. He has been an incredible player to watch all season long. See if he can't crack this hard point. And he doesn't. Cammy wins another big one. Return to form there from McGilligan.
That truly is a big win as well. Yeah, now talk about a massive win that has sort of a cascading effect, right? Cammy wins the single one-on-one. You keep all the time, and you get this set up maybe for the wiper. LA Thieves are going to swarm, but you still end up gifting the P2 spawn to 2 of the players on Minnesota. So on the rotation, Røkkr certainly have potential to try and chain this hill. Admittedly, though, they don't have the back spawn, so these are not easy fights to win. And Kenny, 0 time wasted. Soars straight in, rips off a big 2, and LA should be nice and secure.
Doesn't waste any time, doesn't waste any bullets. Into the gallows we go. Can he hold this corner? Cammy on a bit of a heater to start things off here for Røkkr. In he goes. Can't stop Kenny, though. Catches out another. That's a force free right now for Kenneth Williams. See if that time still rolls in his favor. Here comes the break now. Røkkr flying on through. Last man in Drazah. Can he find any kills here? Tags are good. Over to Fame. Catches him out. Over to Bance now. Oh my god. Gets him as well. Last man up. Afro taking care of business. And somehow Drazah turns the 1v3 into the point for Thieves.
Yeah, this is painful as well because, well, I was going to say if Octane could win a couple gunfights, LA Thieves could chain this one together, but Afro makes a pretty big play. He just bullies his way through the front, picks up a big 2. Drazah does the exact same thing, and I mean, kind of an interesting moment on the minimap. Røkkr have actually been able to win the rotation and win this scrap time battle, so Fame is doing a decent job collecting, and he's not even going to be out of the picture because LA Thieves, like, hunted him down, so that is a big time investment to allow Røkkr to get this set up, but you got to execute on the gunfights, and Bance will be there for 2.
Executes 2 of them. There we go. Lead change. Minnesota Røkkr. Still holding to this one very well. Plenty of time left here. Afro, the front man. As soon as the kills come through in this next wave, he's going to split over towards that new hard point. See if he can't catch spawns. Could be a 3-piece right here. Oh my goodness. Good patience. His teammates are there as well. Here goes the go button. Slam it. Fly forward. Good work out of Røkkr. The spawns are still going to be good for the LA Thieves, but that's lovely time in a full 60.
Yeah, it is absolutely beautiful. And in the meantime, right, you have Afro with a nice trigger discipline, but you got Cammy frying 9-2 on a 4 spree. And I know Cammy has garnered a decent bit of attention from the start of the year, and I know he has been improving over time. Stage 4 is where he has looked his finest, and again in this game hasn't slowed down. Neither has Røkkr. Good moves as well. Bance is gonna gun Kenny down as well. Kenny had 2 players to shoot at, and Bance 1 HP. All he needed to have left to get the job done. So that'll set you up. 1 kill away from the cruise. Bance is in the back, worried about this rotation. Røkkr right now, they are cruising.
1 kill, and they really will be. Kenny, though, he's the one finding the kills right now for LA Thieves, trying to battle for this cannon's hardpoint. Bance, check it. Tags, good. Cruise, secured. 2-piece, not quite. Good stuff, though, from Kenny. He's on an absolute heater right now for the LA Thieves, keeping him alive and kicking in this hardpoint. They're going to take the lead back. They can get it done here on this cannon hardpoint. And they've got a solid setup. Røkkr are not willing to commit too much to this one.
Yeah, honestly, for Bance, maybe a little bit too passive looking for the cruise instead of trying to get the pressure on the hill because you don't end up winning the rotation towards the time. But you do send Afro in to get a double kill, as is tradition. And it looks like you are good for the wipes as Afro from up top rails is going to be able to get 3. So using a bit of scrap time once again towards Minnesota Røkkr, maintaining their lead. And even on rotation, Bance is in position just to be annoying. His teammates haven't given him too much yet. They're still fighting over towards P2, but you can wait for this hill to pop and try to root these players out of time.
Pretty patient play from Bance. Envoy can't quite finish it. Over towards the blacksmith we now go. And it's LA Thieves finding these kills. They're holding on to this point for now. We're watching a very slow and very methodical Bance play for individual kills. And this is nice. He's had a really up and down series, or season, I should say, Chance. It's good to see Bance now finding this very consistent play. A great break there from Røkkr and a solid amount of time still here on blacksmith.
Yeah, an incredible amount of patience to get that break, and it is 35 seconds you are now fighting for. So if you take that long to make the break, you hope you get some time. And LA Thieves, 0 time wasted. They don't care about being patient at all. They get a clean 4-man wipe. They flip the spawns, and now they have an opportunity to set up the blunder.
We could be looking at lead change again here. 10 seconds remaining here on blacksmith over to P1 we go. First set, close though. Røkkr still coming out just in the end of it. I know a few moments are going to tick over. LA Thieves once again proving to be the incredible slaying squad that they are. Top horse. Oh, Octane absolutely cooking. Røkkr though, they're still going to maintain the lead. They don't have control here. Let's see how they break out of this one with a quick listen in.
I'm one spot match. I'm going for the
Nastie close.
Guys, I'm dead. One's
Open that shit.
Let's go, guys. Two dead.
Could be top, could be top.
Nice,
Yo, I'm pushing around, pushing around.
I failed my dive. Single.
What's up, we Kenny?
You're on time.
We're gonna flip,
We're gonna flip.
I'm stunned here.
See one again. I'll spawn out, I'll spawn out.
One shot. C1 10. Yo, one's 1P4. Get this time, it's huge time.
Behind in time.
Go up.
Just sitting on your
Below,
bed.
I'm going for an hill. Go top,
Have your cross.
I'm one shot.
Yeah, play to the left, play to the left.
Go top, give me a sec.
Yo, he's back statue. Yo, one's open and back,
Top bow, run up, top bow.
Open dead. Road dead.
back stacks.
Tell us.
Yo, do you want to bully from me?
Right,
He's
back useless. Back useless.
Yeah.
We can go through what?
Listen, we can jump up.
On the dead.
Let's go.
Last one, DT2.
Nice.
Yeah, heard you. Get in.
In the back.
Window.
Octane in the back.
Back on me.
Dead.
Let's go time.
Nice. Spam equipment here.
He's open side time.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. I'm one shot. Got one close. Drazah, I think. On the stage, I think.
Yeah. He's hurt.
One time, so much. I can up here.
Nice, I'm coming.
Weak behind this.
Where's he?
Behind the stage.
Challenge,
And then probably.
Play it.
No, he's open side time.
I'm with you, Cat.
Open side time, okay?
Got him.
Nice, good shit.
One more can be open.
More open.
I see him.
He ran back.
Yeah, go through.
Checking out.
I'm gonna try to kill Octane, run back.
Octane spawning. You block him
Yeah,
right.
he's probably already spawned in, yeah. Back flat.
I'm going right.
Back flat's fucking absolute. I can't get an angle on him. He's lying down up there, okay. I think he dropped those trees, actually.
That's a shit.
Okay, I'm gonna get on top of the truck here, Kev.
Yeah, I'm just waiting.
Language, in we go. Chance. Røkkr with a slight lead. Here comes the hit towards the dreaded P3.
I mean, yeah, Money Hill as effective as it can be. And, well, Kenny's going to be there for 2. Kenny's going to be there to help for the 3rd as well. And this is the hill where Røkkr have had the most success. And I guess if you're getting through gate, you can drag Drazah back, and then Drazah can just take 2 more down. But it is scattered spawns. The gate spawn is going to be oh so close for both of these teams. Looks like Bance just a little bit too slow, so Kenny's going to catch him. And you still have LA just soaking up that time.
Sweet soaking. Here comes the lead change potentially. Final 25 here. This is solid time. You don't want to give up any of this if you're either squad. So Røkkr gifted with a close spawn. They're going to get that. Mid-map now, all LA Thieves. They've got control over towards cannons for the next one. See that lead change again in a moment. Envoy, though, not willing to let them escape. I love this play. Who's that in mid? There we go. Afro brought down again. Dylan Hannon. Dead silence popped. He should start flying now.
And this is also the blender spawn trap potentially getting set up. Last time Røkkr had to invest the cruise missile to get out of it. This time there is no cruise, but there is an Envoy inside of your maps. And right now he is the cartographer. He is killing everybody, doing the damage, and frankly just locking it down. Only one player's had been able to cross him. And finally, it took 15 seconds before he could even make it to new time.
Chance, you're not a Halo guy. Clearly, he was the silent cartographer there. I'm not even kidding. Dead, he popped. He finds them kills in maps. Oh, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. At the point we fly site. Kenny, another bang. That is a big 2 from Ken. That's 30 seconds. Dive on that point.
I mean, the slang is great, but yeah, the point is actually where the time's going to be collected. So Kenny's everywhere, but Røkkr found themselves back towards this time. It has been neck and neck, frankly, for the past like 3 or 4 minutes of this game. Røkkr fame, try to stay alive inside of the point. This is all just the trades for the final 10 seconds, and it is an absolute battle around this current hard point. Afro another 2-piece around the moment, but it is still just scrappiness. But all the fight's taken over towards old. On new, you see Røkkr set up. They got 3 of those little arrows just dancing around the time.
They're jiggling. Envoy, taken care of. Cammy finds another one. 26 and 20 from him. Good stuff. Over to Fame, right in it. We've seen some sweet 2 pieces from him. Can he get another one here? Trophies down. Here comes Drazah. Bance might be able to catch these players out. Nah, good suppressing fire. The point is now safe. Drazah somehow finds 3.
Oh, wow.
Oh, baby, that's a 5 spree now from the Alaskan Assassin. And the clock's still ticking.
That is a moment like that just to get your team back in the game. So you have Røkkr trying to hit this hill from all angles, but Drazah has continued the destruction. That is now 7 in a row, and it only takes a spawn flank to end up chopping him down. But for the final 20 seconds of the time, Røkkr very happy to collect it if they can get it. But I'd say long term, you do have Thieves on the left side spawns, and opportunity still to make the comeback in this game.
Far from over. We've seen crazier things happen today alone. Here we go. Sweet 3 in the feed. Kenny keeps frying. 32 and 24 from him. Our points up. 3rd set is now upon us. Thieves are in it. Got everyone out trapped from Minnesota Røkkr. There's no hope of getting out as Octane. He is posted up. Those double winners are all his. Bance, you tried to squirt out. He couldn't. Kenny identifies it, deals with it. 5 in a row. Looking for the number 6. Afro's going to chow this, and he's going to eat it. That is 6 now from Kenny.
I mean, this is like the tide, right? LA Thieves, they've been working on the comeback this entire game, and this is the hill where they're gonna get it done. Good Lord. That was Fame getting the first kill for his team in what felt like 3 different waves being pushed, and frankly, LA Thieves, not even the good news of having left side spawns towards new. They could have just won it there on P1, but finally Røkkr get him outside of time and at least buy themselves some hope. But obviously, LA Thieves, they've taken the lead.
Massive lead change. And Drazah, he's still fighting for these few players on the backside of time. Spawns, though, all LA Thieves. Hard point, P2 set up. You're all good to go. LA Thieves, this is their map to lose. Drazah finds another sweet set of kills. Last 2 players are trying to make their way out, and here comes the hitman, Envoy, catching these guys out. No one from Røkkr able to even get close to this hard point. It is a watertight setup right now from the Thieves. Afro, though, has sprung a leak. This is the opportunity right now for Røkkr to get on it, and they do. They're flown in. Last man up is Octane. LaRue gets 2, 3. Oh, no! Trade it out. Bance is in there. This could be game. Drazah streaks. Send it fly. The hard point open again. Envoy's in there. It is done. No, the kills. Oh, Bance is in. Go, Drazah, go. The trades again. 2 from the back. Is there no time? Oh, my God. What a start to the series.
Yeah, man, you just got world start for 2 hills straight. Drazah on the Blacksmith Hill goes on a 7 spree, picks up like 2 different triple kills in the meantime. Kenny, when he gets in the bottom maps, also is picking up triple kills like they're not shooting back. And then Octane at the end when Røkkr do everything, and I mean everything. They read the players off spawn, they take down Envoy from top rails, and then the final guy, it is a 4 versus 1 on the actual point, and Octane fries you for the dub. That is a Minnesota miracle, but just in the losing in a heartbreaking capacity fashion. They threw that game away so hard.
Okay, I'm back. All right, let's take a look in a moment at the final few moments of that hard point. Our scuff play of the game. Oh, boys and girls, what a moment this was. That, I mean, dude, what a start to this series. An absolute banger between both of these teams. LA Thieves take the lead. Here we go. This is where things got really hot. Eyes on the score. This is our scuff play of the game and the end of this hard point.
And I mean, the number of multi-kills LA Thieves just got in the final few hills. There's the double kill from Drazah, but like all this just comes down to, again, number 6 off spawn gets red. Bance is there for the kill. Afro wins his gunfight on top. Another one-on-one gunfight, and it's literally just Octane, and he shoots, but Fame doesn't shoot back. Afro gets fried, and Bance a little bit too late. And then it's just unfortunate for Bance. He's not a trophy player, so he has to move from the point when the cruise missile gets called in. But, I mean, you just can't let that happen. That is just like a panicky moment where everybody is desperate to get in the mix just to kill Octane. And that is just, again, a breakdown and a half. And those final like 2 or 3 minutes of aBeZy, and well, for LA Thieves, very typical. They're happy, they're smiling, they're cheesing because they know they just stole game number 1. And for Minnesota, keep in mind, they're playing with a massive amount of pressure on them. Right now, they are tied with CDL points against Las Vegas Legion. If Minnesota lose this series and Boston win theirs, it might get weird because of tie breaks. Scenarios are always weird, but they could end up in the 8th seed and draw OpTic round 1. So this is an important moment for the CDL points, for the seeding going into the major, and to maybe just win a series that you didn't have land for, in a sense.
Yeah. Wow. This was fun. aBeZy coming up in a moment. Expo map number 3. This is bound to be a cool one. Hey, ladies and gents. Well, if that didn't get your blood pumping, yeah, we're ready to party. And then the next one, aBeZy Search and Destroy, though, chance. Both teams fairly adept. I mean, I don't think anyone's got a super clear-cut advantage here statistically. I mean, prove me wrong, but damn, man. I mean, the question for me now is the resolve of Minnesota Røkkr. You're starting to test that. Watching the body language, watching the facial expressions. It's a little bit frustrated. Who are you blaming? Where's the mindset right now? With eyes forward, you have to be, but that was so close. You wanted that win bad. Afro fame, Bance and Cammy. Everyone looked good. Everyone was cooking, frying. Comms were sweet. Everything seemed to be fine. Comes down to a final moment or two there. Wow, that really was great. That's what the CDL is all about.
Especially because of how hard they fought as well. Like, they had a couple nice hills early on, built themselves a nice little lead, and the entire game was basically just barely keeping LA Thieves at bay. They get stuck in the spawn trap the first time, have to call on the cruise, they break out, keep that small little lead, and again, that is faces for one team, that is dire in the faces of the other. That's like, yeah, world champs, it's the end of the year, this is our time to shine and be at our best. And again, for LA, that's the first time they've played Bag or Hardpoint in the past like 2 stages. So it been since stage 2 is the last time we've seen LA actually play it. That was their most banned or vetoed Hardpoint map, and they get a win like that. So yeah, the vibes are going to be flowing.
Ooh, we'll see if those vibes can keep rolling. LA Thieves, they are still cheesing. Here we go, though. Strictly business for Røkkr. Leaning forward, a little bit of a hydration. Time to party as we get into now aBeZy Search and Destroy. Map number 2. And here we go. Records both pretty solid. First bloods, retakes, very, very close indeed. This should be a close one. If the stats are anything to go by, we'll see what Røkkr have got in the mental department, because now it's all about the mind games. Stay focused. Don't let that close game get to you. This series is far from over.
And while obviously a super solid map for both of these teams, for Minnesota Røkkr, again in stages 3 and 4, never played aBeZy. So it's also been a while for these guys. It's going to be the first look for them with Fame on the roster, but there might be, you know, extra tools at their disposal potentially. I know Fame will pull up the Vastnet from time to time. He might have some mixy things he was doing in Challenger. So see if you can bring that to the table, or if you could just not watch a window and get 2-piece by Kenny. And that's the freest 2-piece he's ever going to have.
Super free. Super free. Well, that's the start of the round. Octane literally dodges a bullet. On plan B now for the Thieves, rather. They've got a pretty much a free plant. It's all good. Drazah, though, caught unaware. Fame, a technical 1v4. Good luck, mate. We'll see how this goes for you. Nice tags. And here come the Thieves.
He's getting hunted down as well. I'm pretty sure Envoy actually spotted him going towards the backs of the other 2 arrows. Should turn appropriately. You see Kenny repositioning around the bomb. He's ready for the back alley push. Octane turns around as well. So LA Thieves like clockwork. Kenny's going to spot him out as well. Yeah, this is beyond hopeless.
Yeah, no need whatsoever for the LA Thieves to do anything here. Fame can check this. He might just walk away with a single kill streak. Or catch Kenny. Makes it a 2. There we go. Surely he doesn't challenge for the next. There we go. Great round, LA Thieves. Superb map control, superb positioning, and that 2-piece from Kenny Chance can't do wrong.
I mean, you know, just picking up the aBeZy exactly where the Bagart left off, I suppose. Just extra multi-kills where players on Minnesota just not really shooting back. I mean, that is just as simple as it gets for Kenny. Very basic, just runs in the bottom window. Ooh, piece of candy. There's 2 players not looking at me. They have no help, no one watching over them. So not a good strat from Minnesota. I guess in a sense they get blind countered. And that'll be a tough one to bounce back from.
see if the two-piece gods are still looking upon Kenny right now. Does he still have their blessing? At the moment, no. It's going to be Afro who's getting the big tags. Kenny, though, hungry to hit out Cammy here. Stun check, passes over some information. Okay, Drazah's taking care of Fame, so that makes things a little bit more interesting. A 3v3 bomb in the hands of Bance, and we are right down the middle of the map. Pick a bomb site. Any bomb site. There's a Thieves player there. Tags Kenny. No way! The blessing is still upon him. Another two-piece and the round.
Yep, multi-kill madness, not a trade to be found or bought, and it will just be continued smiles out and abound. And the coverage is perfect. No real issues in that round, even after the first blood from Envoy. I think there were stuns connecting on Cammy in the back. Envoy gets some information, and at this point, I'm getting tilted from seeing LA Thieves laugh this much.
Don't hate the players.
It's gotta be so much fun to play with, though.
Don't even hate the game. Yeah, it must be a laugh. I mean, they're probably just laughing like, hey, I can't believe I tried this thing that we've talked about a million times in practice and it worked out, or it didn't work out, or this happened to me, or hey, did you guys watch that new show? No. True focus. Sadly, the trophy's focused on the wrong things. Envoy, as he dived through the air, destroyed.
Yeah, Drazah's evil for that one. Just kidding. That would be the technical first blood from Minnesota Røkkr. Everybody pouring in, but Kenny, the multi-kill machine, this time with the Vaznev in hand. And well, he'll be able to get the kill, bomb down. Not a sweat off his brow.
Scrapz finds another 2v3. Cammy and Afro. A stun helps, but isn't a whole lot for him. Afro's dead silence, not going to amount to a whole lot. He's taking long-range fights that are difficult enough to win. Cammy, though, pulls some of the aggression, but bites off more than he can chew. Octane takes care of business. That's Afro sniffed out again. LA Thieves, another great round.
I mean, I'm willing to be proved wrong, but I'm almost starting to feel like this is just hopeless for Minnesota. Like, they started the round off perfectly. It is like enough nades and, you know, stuns and tacks that are coming through to get the first blood. You have a 4v3 in the first 5 seconds of the round, and it just collapses. They just get picked off one by one. And LA Thieves, even with the man disadvantage, things are just comfortable. Even for Kenny, just gets a free pick and then gets the bomb down for free. And it's just, again, not a lot of pressure I think LA have been feeling, or at least certainly not on aBeZy.
Possible to turn things around, though. Røkkr. Here we go. Afro, can you get first blood here? Plenty of players out and about. Catches one, the snap. Not enough for the kill, though. And if you look at
It's
that
just-
feed,
yeah,
holy
man.
dooly. It is done. Cammy, it is over.
Yeah.
Peace out. And there's not a word across the mouths of the Røkkr players right now. This is starting to get frustrating, indeed.
I just, man, the difference, honestly, between the listening from, oh, good old Octane. Just take a sip of the water. The difference in comms for Minnesota Røkkr during like the first half of that hard point and the second half compared to the final minute, it has to just be like a spiral into depression in a sense. Because, yeah, they do not look like they are in a good spot mentally right now. And again, a lot of pressure on Minnesota Røkkr in this moment. Tied in CDL points, right on the bubble to qualify for champs against Vegas. Vegas obviously now 4-1 in this stage. They've been looking fantastic.
Cammy with this snipe here could cause a lot of damage, but again, timing and a little bit of luck has got to be on his side, and Røkkr need both. That was the top paper check as well, and there was a player up there, so it is getting unfortunate from Røkkr. There's no doubt about it. COD gods are not smiling upon them right now. Bance is in a fight. Here comes Envoy. Oh my god, that is a perfect bit of teamwork. Nice trades though. Bance, okay, equalizes and gives Røkkr the advantage.
Yeah, there's the trades I was looking for. I was going to say Fame just got completely abandoned in that spot. All those arrows were focused on the A-bomb site, but you get the trades after the fact. Envoy knows there's a player above him, but he's on his own right now. Octane is very far away, and Octane's with the trophy.
Oh!
Yeah, I mean, he just got caught. Cammy, nice little shot there. Minnesota Røkkr do a nice job. Slow the pace down, pull out a sniper, switch things up, and look for some momentum. And Octane 4-0. Maybe think about a cruise, but without dead silence, not a whole lot you can do here.
No. Bang through the doors. Bang into the fight. There you go. Afro takes care of business. We finally get Minnesota Røkkr on the board. Cammy managed to catch her that Envoy play. I mean, as soon as that dead silence hit, this was the snipe. Look at the way he turns at the exact worst time and takes it in the back. There we go.
Yeah, that's good awareness. Whether Cammy made that read or Bance asked for some help, you haven't seen Envoy in a long enough time. Check the flank. Might as well see what's going on in the back. So good reads right there. Again, Cammy pulling out the sniper, slowing things down a great deal. And I'd say Fam got left a little bit out to dry in that round, but the instant response was there for the trade. So Røkkr on the board, making things happen.
LaRue in Vanguard, he don't miss. Right now, it's that he doesn't hit. It's not that he misses. Envoy trying to get off the donut. Here we go. Doesn't even connect. Will he be able to dive into the men's bathrooms? No, Kenny's there for it. Lovely teamwork once again from the LA Thieves.
Yeah, Octane said, oh, Cam, you want to snipe? We could do that. And he might have missed the first shot, didn't miss the second. He doesn't miss too often, and now in a 2 versus 4. Not a fun spot to have to be in, especially when the bomb has not moved at all from spawn, and especially not when Octane just gives the freebie information. And honestly, from Minnesota, I don't know where you go. You have Kenny watching like the bathroom push out top and bottom. You can't go through P2 because Octane's got the sniper. And if you try to cross, Envoy had it, but the moment he gives it up is the moment Afro crosses. So the 2v4, a little bit of hope until Drazah shuts it down.
Drazah is just being a force to be reckoned with here. Røkkr, it's all in the fame once again. He's not going to be able to do much. That bomb recovery position is nearly impossible to get to. No, I said nearly impossible, not entirely impossible, but that is the other equation he had to deal with. No answer there. Drazah locking it down. One more round, and the LA Thieves, they are still smiling.
I wish I would have studied chemistry a little bit more. Like on the bottom side of your screen is nothing but either serotonin and dopamine. On the top side would be whatever the opposite is. I'm sure there's a fancy word to describe it, or just lack thereof. I
was going to say just a deficiency, straight up deficiency. Yeah. Not a good look. Minnesota Røkkr unable to get anything going past that last round. Let's see what happens though. This is it, final chance. An Envoy, not a single kill, but there's no hope of him hitting this yet. That's right, when we join the agency, unless Røkkr can do something special. Here we go.
I mean, honestly, maybe LA Thieves are just taking turns dropping donuts for the dub. I know Kenny was able to take that accolade a few games ago. Or Envoy gets the first blood. He's on the board. No donuts, but can he get the round win? The trades are in. Envoy does get traded for the 2v2, but bomb down. And Cammy just going to hop it immediately.
Oh, I love this, though. He's on it. Covering fire. He should be able to get it. Kenny! Oh, he got it. He escapes. Kenny! The nade. He's done it. Fame is 2 damage. That is an outstanding finish to an outstanding search and destroy for the LA Thieves.
Okay, the LA Thieves with faces of guys that play video games for a living. Minnesota Røkkr, the faces of guys that, again, are feeling an immense amount of stress given the situation that they're in. But LA, very strong team, had a very nice bounce back again, like the Tide, making the comeback on aBeZy. And then they just carried that momentum and steamrolled into the embassy. It is going to be a spicy map for map 3. We're going to Expo. Both of these teams have only played it once, but both of these teams also have very strong wins. Røkkr took down Atlanta FaZe. LA took down OpTic. So could be a heavy hitter matchup in the control. But if Drazah and Kenny, that father-son duo, are playing like that, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with.
The first map was close, the second not even slightly. Expo control coming up, and hey, we've got to see a tremendous turnaround from Minnesota Røkkr on the edge of that top 8 for champs, and right now on the edge of a 3-0 loss to the Thieves. Ladies and gents, we can take a quick commercial break. On the other side of this, we're going to Expo. Dress warm, bring your swimmers if you really want, but no one's going on that pool. What are you, a freaking idiot? We'll see you after the break.
Upgrade your game with the Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. The Call of Duty League is presented by the GMC Hummer EV Pickup, the world's first all-electric super truck. The Call of Duty League is brought to you by the new series Citadel, premiering on April 28, only on Prime Video.
It is now time to find out what happens here in map number 3, folks. Welcome back. Expo is where we're going for this one, and Røkkr are staring down the barrel of a 3-0 defeat. Chance, can they turn it around?
Technically, yes. Anything is possible. Dude, they are 0-11 in map count compared to LA Thieves. 0-11 on the year. That is horrible. Like, that is the boogeymen that they have to face up against in a moment where they're tied against Vegas Legion for the points. The shining light, the good news is they're 1-0 on Expo control. They beat Atlanta FaZe. I know, like, Cammy was frying when we saw him play on this map last time, but that's the good news. I mean, the bad news is, A, the vibes, not in the particularly best spot for Minnesota Røkkr right now. Backs against the wall, not an easy place to be. And by the way, if they lose this, especially in a 3-0 fashion, their likelihood of ending up the 8th seed goes up dramatically. It'd be sort of them versus Boston. And obviously, if Boston just win their next series, then Boston are in the clear. But as far as tie breaks go, losing a 3-0, worst case scenario when it comes down to map count. So Røkkr in a tough spot. And extra bad news, Octane also completely fried last time he played this map. There it is against OpTic, 30-13, a nice little near 3 KD on defense. I think he started out 5-5 and then finished 25-8, went on an absolute tear. So Cammy's great on one side, Octane maybe just a little bit better on the other.
See how it goes, though. Here we go, Røkkr. Harness the cold, harness the snow, the chill in the air. Them LA boys, they're not cut like you are. You can handle it. Let's see what you got.
I mean, honestly, that's a great point as far as weather goes, but you do have LA. Looks like a straight up B hit off the rip, and yep, Envoy first blood with the tack. I mean, Envoy can do whatever he wants, and already a couple bodies on point. Envoy already multiple kills in the feed, and this is exactly how LA wanted it to go down, especially when that's the first kill Røkkr have now gotten.
James got one. Afro has to check this, and Octane, he's on the stairs. He's not glitching. And this is one hell of a spot to be in. Afro, check it. Smoked. Absolute perfection so far from the LA Thieves. Second segment of being long gone. We're closing out this one also.
And if I'm Minnesota, I'm like almost doing a just tail running to back spawn, trying to block as quickly as possible. Now you got arrows like number 1 and number 3 starting to work up on it to set up the spawn trap, but we're down a decent bit on lives, and yeah, Envoy continuing to shred. Maybe he was the AR to be fair. I think Envoy already has 4 kills.
Can he eat? Doesn't make any noise, but doesn't mean he's invisible. Oh, wait a minute. There you go. Afro, nice too. Cleaning up these players. Just about 2 minutes to go here. Envoy finally put to rest there. 7-2 overall, and an electrifying start from him. Now back over to the point. Good timing out of Octane. This is a very, very strong approach. It comes down to Fame to win a fight. Gets his kill. Over now to Drazah. Can he find his? As the approach towards the point continues, and Røkkr are holding it down.
Yeah, shooting through nade smoke is always a fun one, but Cammy, last man standing, and Envoy is challenged. Any back pressure they would have had on the spawns absolutely eviscerated. LA now on the A zone. It's only one person on it, Envoy for a moment, so it's going to be a slow capture. LA, they're setting up just to play for these kills. And it looks like they're going to get funneled in. A bunch of trades going back and forth, but Envoy still just soaking up the time. It's him versus Bance. Bance has to chow and, well, can't even get it done. Envoy, his teammates, doing a wonderful job of covering it.
Oh, unbelievable. Second segment on the way out. It's a fast capture now. No one else is stacking this one up. Here we go. Father and son duo. Oh, no, it's not Drazah. Kenny, though. The snapper. Cammy dive. Contest. Last moment here. A single kill is all they need. Can Cammy find both? He can't. That's the round. Big wins out of Octane. Did I see a bite of the lip? Possibly. Good stuff from the LA Thieves.
Well, you didn't see it was any real pressure on LA in that round. I mean, that's almost like the standard. They went for a B hit off the rip, got every single kill, got the slow capture with 2 bodies on point the entire time, and then immediately killed the players out of their spawn, got the pressure on the A zone, and as soon as Envoy's feet touched the zone, never left it until the very end, and it was Cammy that killed him, who got traded out instantly. So literally like clockwork right there for LA, and we thought Octane was the person to be feared. Turns out it was Envoy all along.
Here comes the defensive look from the LA Thieves. 2 towards B, 2 towards that top bar section. They can go towards A or B from that spot. Very, very important place to play from ranked play teammates. Here we go. Drazah not going to let this bar go. Cammy, great spot to be in there. Fame and Cammy, they find their kills. Oh, a nice 2 from Fame. Not quite as productive, let's say, as the LA Thieves were a chance in their opening round, but Røkkr, they're on B, and that first segment's done.
Yeah, Minnesota, though, starting to make moves. You got Cammy wrapping around the back spawn, maybe to look for a couple of errant kills to set themselves over up the A zone. Looks like in the feed, he doesn't win it, though, so Minnesota almost forced at this point just to stick with the B attack. And LA, they're thinking about fighting for it, almost like zombies coming through the windows. Envoy thinking about hunting you down, but he ends up getting hunted himself. And just like that, 2 offenses where both teams cakewalk through the B zone.
They cakewalk through the B zone, and it looks like Røkkr were born for the stage. They really did not miss a beat there. Great stuff, good holds. Now back over to the point of A, the last one here on Himmelmatt, just over 2 minutes to go with it, and 26 lives for Røkkr chance. This is a long time to work with.
And it's also Afro with that silence, so the opportunity to make a big play. Cut off, man, does a decent bit of damage for the 2 players tucked in the side. But it looks like only 1 player is going to end up getting traded out. Bance finds that kill, and it looks like that's the play right now for Røkkr. Get it fast, back into base and be annoying, and hey, so far so good.
Smoked. Absolutely. Here comes the hit on A. Afro checking every possible corner, nose on voice in the bottom side of the restaurant. And it helps out. That's a nice win. Starting to get the capture going. Oh dear, if Bance can win this, sadly he doesn't. Drazah, he will be a thorn in a moment. Octane, big wins up close against Afro. An uncharacteristic death for the man with the Vaznev. Life count, though, still in the favor of Røkkr, as is the time.
And those are the gunfights for LA that let you stabilize as well. They could have been down by a decent amount in the life column, and if they lost those gunfights, the pressure would have been on A, and they would have had to fly. But now they can play nice and slow. Snake the stairs forever, play for some trades, get in whatever position you need, and you got Drazah doing a little dance around the restaurant. A bunch of players outside, and yeah, he kicked the door open into death. Røkkr, they now have the clearance.
On A. Segment done. Seconds on its way out. Octane trying to get in position behind these players. Slow and steady. And catches 1. That's good enough for now. It's on to Afro to go pretty wild here and try to keep some semblance of map pressure for his boys there. And he's been dealt with. Kenny now on a roam. Dead Silence is nearly done chance, but this is a power position to be in.
I heard every single one of those players. How did Kenny not? No one on LA actually reacted to this. 3 players just ran directly underneath him, and now they're getting kills shooting players in the back. Kenny, apparently, the only guy that doesn't use EQ. If I can hear it and he can't, that is wild.
Here we go. Bance, that's a big one. Pressure now, Envoy. Oh my god, he's so hard to kill. It's just obscene. Fame caught unaware. Drazah, nice 2-piece. 30 seconds to go, and we're back to 9 lives each. LA Thieves are doing it.
Yeah, LA Thieves were down by like 7 or 8 lives at one point. They had a triple flank that they got gifted because Kenny didn't have his audio on, and even then, Thieves just win every single important gunfight after the fact. Kenny still annoying in your base, shooting you in the back, and now for Bance, a lot of corners to check. Envoy, he's in between a bunch of them. There's the freebie number 1, and you're going to get shot in the back as soon as you touch this point. Bance has to make the commitment.
He's on it. He's committed to it. Envoy was lying in the grass. There's 1. That's it. Now it's time. That's the round. It's 2-0 LA Thieves. Envoy was in the grass right next to Bance. He does not check the little semicircle made of stone, and that costs them the round. Match point, LA Thieves.
it's too tough of a spot. Like, there's a few moments you get on offense to actually capture the A zone. And almost exactly like how LA did it round one. Like, as soon as you get the pressure, you can almost never really afford to let it up. The guy on the zone has to stay alive. The trades have to be on point. The funnel system has to be incredibly consistent to make sure you're there to watch the crosses. And not an easy thing to set up. And obviously for Minnesota, a lot of opportunities. Couldn't quite get it done.
Here we go. Last chance for Røkkr. It has been close in the hard point, not so close in the search, and now we need to see the reverse sweep. A nice start. Defense was fantastic. Start things up. It was very sound for a long time. Thieves managed to steal it away in the end. Can they do it again? B, first segment done.
And you do have to worry about Bance for a decent bit of time. Worried about the spawn kills. Envoy is going to be stun checking everything. Looking for Bance as best as he can, but Bance finds the extra kill. Does get traded out, but you still have Røkkr. They got the map pressure they want. They got Fane playing sort of that anchor position on the left side of the minimap by the bus. It will be consistently spawning back by Globe, and Røkkr's a little bit of a funnel system, but obviously you didn't defend the B zone, and now you got Envoy maybe back in his home on the A zone, so Røkkr have to give up the back bus and swarm towards that.
Good work out of Bance there. Cammy as well. They clean up a couple. Octane, though, still on a 5 spree. 15 and 6 for LaRue. Fantastic work from him. 2 minutes now to go. 24 lives to go for the LA Thieves here on the attack. And it's a close defense right now from Røkkr. Chance they're not too far from the A zone. Every kill is going to count at this point in time. Octane caught unaware. Lovely work there. Out of fame. He's still got that top glass position. How long can he hold it?
And this is Envoy. I think he hears Afro back behind him. Here's both players, actually. So ready for the child on number 2 and wins it as well. Envoy, the awareness on point. And, well, that's 3 in the feed. That's Octane calling him out. They're all snow side of the map. Going to be exposed as well, so that might get the kill. Yep, Cammy's going to fall. Kenny for the follow-up. You have Kenny in your base with dead silence making plays. You have LA picking them apart. Every kill in the feed. LA almost assuredly going to get this done.
Oh, God. Drazah, what a snap. This is a big stack. It's 3 players. It's the end of the series right here, unless Afro finds 2. The capture's not done yet, though. Who's at number 4? Good to go. Bance gets his 1. Damage dealt. It is safe for now, but so close. 1:20 on the clock. It's not over yet.
Just barely. It's a nail biter, too, because you don't get that back spawn pressure. So I'd say for Minnesota, corner up and just pray. They're going to be a little bit tight around restaurant. 3 bodies near it. You got Afro worried about the flank, but Kenny finds the intro kill, and Octane's making moves. There's the trades coming through. Kenny looking to kill them all. Him and Envoy just take care of 3. Bance last man standing, gone. And now it's Octane, the last one on point. He's got the help he needs, and that is it. LA Thieves remain perfect against Minnesota Røkkr.
Røkkr have been crushed under the weight of the LA Thieves. What a brilliant control from them. 3-0 in the map, 3-0 in the series, and Kenny is convulsing with joy. GG's though. LA Thieves looking particularly strong. Incredible resolve in the Al-Bagra. What a nail biter that was, and then a choke slam in both the search and destroy and in the control. Massive work for the LA Thieves. They are looking brilliant going into this major. For Røkkr, a lot of soul searching is going to be needed, and the greatest of all regains once they hit Columbus.
And I mean, the regain might even have to be put on hold for a little bit, because the next series could decide the fate of seeding as well. If you end up the 8th seed in this bracket right now, you play OpTic first round, who have been the perfect 5-0, dominating everybody. You end up in the 7th seed, you play against Vegas, which, I mean, technically better, but also they've been 4-1, but you have to sort of sit in the nail-biting fashion waiting to see this next series for Boston, New York to decide the seeding for the bracket. But Minnesota, these past 2 stages, they've almost been tragic on the literal online portions, like 0-8 or something like that. Their only 2 series wins came from their own home series they ran on land, and I mean, they took down a couple teams towards the bottom, but outside of that, they have not had success.
It has not been tremendously successful. We'll see if they can turn things around coming into Major 4. But for now, that is it for Chance and I. Back to you, Des. Damn, what an absolute ding.
Kenny had fun today. I had fun watching Kenny. How about you guys? Let's talk a little bit about this, because, yes, Røkkr, you started off strong, but you had your fans watching you, and you were playing the lower seeds. Today, you play the big boys, and once again, the big boys are pushing everyone else down to another tier.
What was it? 9-0 map count I like these have on them. Now it's 12-0. I mean, that was just a terrible matchup for Minnesota Røkkr now to round out the finally ending of the stage number 3. And like the caster said, I mean, it was a great close map number 1, but they allow Octane to 3-piece them in the hill when he was having a slow start anyway. And then you move into the S&D. LA Thieves, not typically a strong S&D team. I mean, smoked 6-1.
Yeah, they got fried. I mean, let's be honest, this is the worst matchup for Minnesota Røkkr. If we had a major in Madison, Wisconsin, they might have a chance. But outside of that city, they have been buns. But let's talk about the LA Thieves and how good that they've looked. Kenny today, we were talking about Octane and I don't know how good they've been. Kenny was on point. Yeah. Like we said, if the individuals put it together at the same time, they're going to win a championship. That's how good this team can be. And then the highlights that we're seeing on Expo, I mean, this would be a nightmare to play against this team on this map. I mean,
do they have the best ARs in the game right now? Because I'm looking at Octane on this map in particular, and I was like, I don't want to face him.
I don't either.
Possibly, right? Like, Octane's insane.
We saw Envoy busting out attack when needed as well. Everyone on Thieves looking very comfortable. You can see confusion, befuddled is the Røkkr squad. They thought fame was going to be the solution. Well, it seems attached, not the problem. It's something deeper going on in Minnesota.
It's something deeper indeed. I've talked about this before with the Minnesota Røkkr team. This roster was built to be dominant at Search and Destroy. They have not been dominant there. In fact, they are the worst S&D team that we have in the league. So they need to figure it out. They might need another change strategically. It's not working.
Young Ken joins us live to talk about the win, and now we can officially announce it. LA Thieves with a 3-0 have taken the number 2 seed away from Seattle Surge, currently in 3rd. Kenny, how we feel? Top 2 seed going into the major. No one can pass you now.
Yeah, feeling great. Feel like this is like one of the I feel like we've been getting really better at playing online, and I feel like this stage kind of showed it. So this might be one of the first times we finished 4-1 to qualify online, and I think that's a pretty good showing out of us. And I mean, overall, like we've been playing some really good game or really good COD, and I'm excited for the major.
Kenny, today it felt like we were gassing Octane and Envoy throughout the stage. You were like, you know what? Like, I'm still here. I mean, you were absolutely him during this series. Granted, Minnesota Røkkr, you now have a 12-0 count against them. I do want to ask, though, you know, there is some little struggles here and there. Search and Destroy, you win it 6-1 today. But when you went up against OpTic Texas, it was 1-6, and then LAG, it was 6-4. So some inconsistencies there. Where have you found you guys have been struggling, and what are your focus to kind of tighten that up as you head into the major?
I think it's just getting comfortable with the maps. I feel like we have some like game plans on, I guess, Embassy. We're really good at that map as it shows, but I feel like other maps we got to figure out mid-round adjustments and what to do in situations, and I feel like that's something we've been working on in scrims. It's just not executing it in matches. And then I feel like a lot of teams play so differently that it's like in matches it's a completely different game, S&D wise at least, and we just got to find a way to adapt. And I feel like, once again, something we've been working on, and we don't have a problem with getting first bloods. It's also just a clutch of scenarios, and like I said, just winning mid rounds. So that's just one thing we're working on, and I think we've been getting a little decently better at it. But to win, I think we got to get on top of it.
You look clean today.
Kenny, you guys have basically rolled everyone you've played outside of OpTic Texas. I know a lot of fans are going to have you guys and OpTic Texas as the favorites to win this event, maybe with some Seattle sprinkled in there as well. In your mind, what does that match come down to? Obviously, you fall short in the online qualifying match, but you learn from it. What would you change going up into this next series against them? What does it come down to?
I think our match versus OpTic was kind of just like us. Them putting us in awkward spots and respawns, and us not adapting well, like people getting lost and like making plays. So I feel like against OpTic, it's one of those things where like you can't let them get hot. And I feel like they're probably the best team right now, other than ourselves. And I feel like we've been trying to get to that point where we can shut them down. But overall, it's gonna be a hard fight versus them, and I can't wait to play on my land if we get the opportunity to.
Kenny, final question for you before you come out to Columbus. Who else joins you on the podium at the end of Major 4? There's got to be 3 teams on that podium.
I think us, OpTic. I think Toronto's gonna make a bounce back. I think Toronto's a pretty good team, and they might spark some noise on land for sure.
I appreciate the predictions, man. Thank you so much. We'll let you go celebrate with the team.
Thank you.
That's Kenny. LA Thieves lock up the number 2 spot. Let's take a look at our standings, where we're at, because we still have one more match to go. Alley Subliners breach. They could rock things up, but for now, Thieves Currently in second place, no one can pass them.
Yeah, Breach is in a weird situation. I think if they lose this series, they drop down to that A seed, and you're talking about playing OpTic Texas round number 1. And then if you lose that one, you're going up against the Toronto Ultra elimination round 1. So this is a huge series for the Boston Breach team.
Excellent stuff from the Thieves. Remember, you can get your Thieves players and more. It's all part of the Upper Deck trading cards. The 2021 Call of Duty League currently available. Get your e-pack now. Simply scan that QR code on your screen. And of course, Flow State is out. Get in the groove with the Flow State bundle, complete with 2 weapon blueprints and accessories. Do it now. I dare you. If you haven't played enough ranked, well, now's the time to get even more games in. We've got World Series of Warzone also going on. Signups, eligibility, and more information all available at worldseriesofwarzone.com. Scan that QR code, sign up today, and represent NA. When we come back, we got the final battle of the Major IV Qualifier. Will the Subliners climb into the top 3, or is it going to be the Breach moving higher in our ranks? Boston versus New York when we come back.